All right, we're in Mark chapter 10, 11, and 12. If you're still with us, great job. Way to hang in there. It's getting pretty intense out there. So we're going to jump right into it, give you a few tips today. Again, this might be a little bit all over the place, but hopefully it will provide some clarity. So the end of chapter 9, so actually it's technically yesterday, end of chapter 9, Jesus mentions hell. And this might be one of those moments where you're like, whoa, oh no. He says, if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out. If your hand causes you to sin, chop it off, right? And he's like, because it's better for you to like lose a hand than to be thrown into hell. And that is a great place. This is a great place for you to practice articulating your conclusion. Like, what are you afraid that he might be saying there? Is he actually saying that if you have a hand that's doing something wrong, you're going to go to hell? Or if you have an eye that's looking at something it shouldn't look at or causing you to sin, you're going to go to hell? That wouldn't line up with anything else that Jesus teaches or any of the things that followers of Jesus teach. So the question then is, well, what is he saying? I'm going to attach a video from the Bible Project that talks about this word that Jesus uses. It's actually the word Gehenna, which is a literal place that the Israelites, Jesus' people, have a very specific history with. So for them, it was this place where basically an overgeneralization, oversimplification of this idea is that they did really, really bad stuff there and it ended up coming back on them. And so I don't want to take away from the magnitude of what Jesus is trying to communicate here, but the idea is that this stuff is not something to be played around with. It really can come back and hurt you. But I'll attach a video, and so hopefully that'll be helpful for you. Next chapter, chapter 10, he starts with a real nice, lighthearted topic, divorce. Now, it's important to remember what you're reading here, the stuff that Jesus is explaining, it's what we would call like a kingdom ethic. Like, this is what life could look like if you're living with Jesus as king, like in the kingdom of God, God reigning, right? And what he's not doing is explaining all the situations where divorce would be okay and where it's not okay. He's not going into detail. That's not the point here. There's actually a debate that's going on in that culture, at that context, and he's speaking to one side of the debate. But the bigger idea here is that Jesus is introducing an ethic that starts in the heart. The people that he's speaking to are all about outward behavior, like checking the boxes, doing the right thing. He's like, we need to go deeper and talk about like the issues in the heart that need to be solved. Because all our outside issues are caused by inside problems. That's a big thing that comes up over and over and over again. So I'll actually attach a video that might help with that as well from the Bible Project. Those guys are great. So that's chapter 10, then he gets into the whole rich man and the little children. We talked about this on Sunday, where he explains the importance, like this kingdom ethic. What matters in the kingdom, it's not coming to God with everything you've done right and what you have to offer him. It's coming with empty hands, knowing that that's the baseline. That's where all of us start. The playing field is level. And then he goes on, he explains things like serving, like these people are trying to figure out what stuff matters to Jesus. They care about status. He's like, no, if you want to be important, like you've got to get low, not high. Like have a humble attitude, the attitude of a servant, not looking for power. And so he's explaining a lot of things that are upside down to these people. So this is a lot. I know there's these big chunks. 3 chapters a day is a big deal. There's a lot to cover here. But try to take away one thing every day. Like maybe today you think about what's going on within you. Like what's going on in your heart? Are there areas that are hard? Are there things you're holding on to that maybe may come back to hurt you? Are there areas of life where you feel like you're valuable to God because you're checking a box? Are there areas of life where you feel like you're not valuable to God because you're not checking a box? Are you genuinely coming with empty hands? So let this stuff challenge you. Sit with it for a little bit. Try to think about it. If you got questions, keep the questions coming. There have been a bunch of them. They've been great. I don't know if we're going to be able to answer all of them, but hopefully this will be helpful, and I'll see you tomorrow. Stick with it.